Welcome back, Wolfpack. It is Vlad coming at you here on the 3rd of February, 2022. It's about 9:15 p.m. for me here in the central United States. I am over here. This is my Twitter account, essentially. I am not your financial advisor. Definitely need to do your own research, right? Just sharing my opinions, perceptions, ambitions, and intentions of possible things to come. Right, I am part of the Saitama Wolfpack, Saitama, Impact XP, Wafer, Shaman King, anybody that's essentially tied to Saitamask. I like to help out where I can, essentially. Looking over here on SaitamaToken.com, this is where if you want to check out Saita, you can come over and they've got a lot of information over here on their website. So definitely, if you have not already, come visit that. I've got the link to that down below in the video description. You can come over here and check it out. Moving right along. There's been a lot of stuff going on, like I wasn't there for it, I guess, I don't know what happened or if this was it, maybe, I guess, I thought maybe it was a Twitter space, that was, something was said, but I wasn't there, but I guess maybe this was it. He put up a video and, every person is entitled to their own opinion, but what I've seen is that Saitama has taken Hinoc from a nobody to who he is today. And it wouldn't, he wouldn't be sitting here having however many followers he has. He wouldn't have an audience if it wasn't for Saitama. And so for him to turn around now that he's, got a little bit of fame, and people watching him, like for him to turn around and attack the devs, and it's just, it's not classy, dude. That's all I gotta say. I'm not gonna say much more than that, but you need to remember where you are today and why you're there. Who helped you to get there? It's Saitama, it's Russ, and it's Aaron and Manny and Nam, all those guys. So just be classy, dude, and remember that this is cryptocurrency. The entire market is down right now, for one. Bitcoin is like half of where it was just, not that long ago. Ethereum's pretty much at like half of where it normally is. For anybody to expect anything different right now, what did you expect? You just thought that Saitamask was going to make like the entire crypto market, what's going on, just go away? No. People are not investing in crypto right now because they don't have any money. For a lot of, I'd say here in America, people are still recovering from last year until tax season, because it's tax time. So some people are getting ready to either A, pay taxes, or B, they're awaiting tax returns. Once that's out of the way, I think you're going to see a lot more investments back into crypto, at least here in the United States. I don't know how the rest of the world works as far as taxes and all that. I'm not educated as far as that type of stuff. I have a degree in marketing and business and stuff from North Texas, but it's for American, business and American marketing, essentially. I do have some world marketing classes and stuff like that, and world business classes, but by and large my knowledge is going to be tied to the American country, how it's operated, so on and so forth, and how it ties into the globalization of economics and business. But yeah, I never had made a YouTube video right here before September 21st of 2021. I got sick of shilling Saitama. I invested in August, and towards the beginning of September especially, I was really hot and heavy, telling people about it and getting people invested into it, and then it started to take off. And so it was just like, it was really great, because it's like I was already telling people, hey, this is a good investment, and then boom, it starts to take off. So, but it's nowhere near where it was at in Vegas, as far as the price and the market cap. And I'm not worried. Essentially, I know that all-time high that we saw in Vegas is going to be here again, and it's not going to be all that long. It might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, it might be 2 months, it might be 4 months before we get back to that Vegas market cap. I don't know. I can't predict that. Nobody can. I think it's going to be sooner than later, especially like I said, once the entire crypto market takes back off. You're going to see, Saitama is in the early stages of releasing their built from the ground up platform, right? And it's being attacked like crazy. Under ideal, circumstances, in a perfect world where you didn't have assholes trying to ruin your project and hurt your success because they're A, jealous, and B, they're scared of what your product is about to do. Yeah, they could probably get this thing launched and have it up and running already, and most of it be operational. But we don't live in a perfect world, do we? Especially like cryptocurrency in itself. If you ask me, I think most people would agree. Cryptocurrency is one of those spaces where it's kind of like, really just cutthroat. People are really mean and say a lot of just harsh things about other people. And, I've seen a lot of drama go down over the last couple weeks. We've seen people leave projects, Mindy left Impact XP. I don't know exactly what all went down. I wasn't there for, any of it, because I honestly, I really did like the Twitter spaces whenever they first came around, but it did not take long. Within a couple, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month of those Twitter spaces really becoming popular, I noticed a trend almost in every space that I got into there. By and large, it was there for a good reason, but the people who would get up on the mics and just the overall conversation topics, everything was just a repeat, and it got boring as all get out, for one. And it became this thing of everybody just wanting to hear themselves talk, and then lo and behold, you'd see the FUD start to creep in, and then all the back and forth fighting and drama, and it's just like they became toxic, really toxic places. And I couldn't tell you the last one that I was in, except for Saitama Guru put on one, I don't know, a week, 10 days ago, something like that. That was the last Twitter space that I was involved in. And before that, it was back probably in November. Like, I've done one Twitter space since November, and that's just because they're shit, by and large. Most of them are shit. I don't know how to alleviate that. It's hard, whenever you want to make the floor open to everybody, and you want people to be able to just come in and say whatever, but at the same time, I think a lot of it is the topics in themselves, like, keep it fresh, for one. We don't need to beat a dead horse over and over and over again. That's what I kept seeing in a lot of those Twitter spaces. Was they would cover something and then they'd move on, and then all of a sudden somebody'd finally get up to speak and they'd bring it back up, and then it got so repetitive. And if you try to do more than one or two different Twitter spaces throughout the day, you get a lot of that same crap over and over again, and it just it was taxing, and I just got away from it. But I've always been loyal to Saitama. I've made mistakes along the way. I won't say that. Everybody does. I got rug pulled, and back in the end of September, like back whenever I first started making YouTube videos, essentially about, I don't know, a week into that. Basically, I was pulled in by these people who were scammers, and they went on. I'm pretty sure it was the same people who did Suzuki Coin. But they did the first Rick and Morty back in the end of September, and they pulled me in on their admin team, kind of as their YouTuber. Even though I just started making YouTube videos literally a week before that, so I was new to this. I didn't have a clue what to look for as far as red flags. But I tell you what, it was really eye-opening. I learned a lot within that week that I was, kind of behind the scenes as an admin on this scam. It ended up being a rug pull, because it was really elaborate. They had a great website. They had a really good Twitter and a lot of, like, everybody on the team that they'd pulled in, you know, half of them, who knows if they were actually involved or if they were just being scammed like everybody else. But it was very well done. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they went on to do Tazuki Coin. And I devoted my channel, actually, for the first several weeks after that had happened, to just looking for different rug pulls. I called a lot of different ones. You can go back and look at all my different YouTube videos. I've got well over 100 that are public on my YouTube channel. And there's ones for different ones that I found on, like, CoinMarketCap, which is a very popular place for scam tokens to list. CoinGecko is another one. You can go and look on recently added coins, and that's where I would go, and I'd find these coins. And it's like, really, if you want to know somebody is going to be a scammer, first thing you got to look for, that I noticed, like the biggest thing, is, are they copyright? If they are using somebody's copyrighted material, and it's like a blatant act of copyright violation or IP, that is where you can almost guarantee it's a rug, it's a scam. Like, I mean, by and large, these people were just like, they had so much balls to use names like I said. Rick and Morty was one. You've got Rick and Morty Doxed, which, hopefully, being what they are, that gives them their own creative freedom to use that. But the first project, Rick and Morty, was not. It was blatant IP, right? And so if you see stuff like Super Mario Brothers, Rug Pull, The Nightmare Before Christmas, I made a video on them. I called them out on Twitter. They even said something back and then blocked me. And then sure enough, I mean, they were a rug for sure. But I mean, Tails Token, Beavis and Butthead Token, who was the other one? Knuckles Token. All three of those were by the same people, and very possibly could have been tied to the first, Rick and Morty that I was part of. I think that was a bigger ring of people. Whoever's doing this, they're pretty good, and I think it takes more than just one individual to do something of that magnitude. Or, man, they've been like working at this for years. It would have taken a lot of time for one individual to do this, is basically where I'm at, I think. But who knows? I've got a friend. He is I guess you could call it like a freelancer for ESPN, ABC, and he's a good buddy of mine. And I spoke with him, and he thinks that we could possibly do like a documentary, and maybe with either Netflix or Hulu or something, like that, because there are a lot of rugs in crypto. We're talking in the amounts of billions of dollars have been taken over the last several years, and that's just alarming. And I think that the world needs to know that this type of stuff goes on, and I hope that we can help educate people on, this is what you can look for, essentially. And if anything, you're never going to be able to stop scams, but you can at least show people, hey, if you see this and if you see this, you can almost guarantee that's something that you need to be like, I'm going to stay away from that, okay? Like transparency, I've been calling it for a long time now, and you're seeing it pop up everywhere. Collaboration, those are two of the biggest things that are missing inside of crypto. Why has it got to be every project out for themselves? I'm sick of people fighting. Oh, my project is better than yours. Oh, this and that and this and that and this and that. When I say I believe Saitama is going to be a top 5 crypto, just like, the Guru did back a while ago, I agree because of what I see in their utility. And I'm not like dogging Shiba or Doge or anybody else. I'm simply stating that I believe Saitama is going to be a top 5 crypto based off of their utility, based off of the team that's behind it, the transparency of that team, the vision of the team, the projects that they're working on already. I mean, within 6 months, not even, they had a working mask, Saitama project that was handed over to CertiK for audit. Now, CertiK took the longest amount of time that they possibly could, I think purposefully, but we won't get into that. I've covered that in previous videos. But yeah, it's been a journey. getting to where we are today. And the price has gone from like here up, and then all of a sudden here's Vegas, bam, we were way up there. And then you see this purposeful attack by a bunch of individuals. You see purposeful attacks by exchanges. We won't mention names. Everybody knows who they are at this point, I hope. If you don't, just mention in the comments below, what are you talking about on, you know, the exchanges and the individuals, and I'll cover that on your comment or something. But yeah, like, this has been the biggest attack I've ever seen on any one project. It's been not just individuals, like I said, but we've seen exchanges. Who knows how big and how deep and all this goes, and how much of it's actually connected, or how much of it is just like, you know, coincidence. These people are attacking, these people are attacking, and they're not actually working together per se. It's just more of like, hey, everybody's jealous, everybody's gonna hate, haters are gonna hate. And that's the threat the Saitama poses, I think, for a lot of these folks, especially with their projects that just don't have the utility that Saitama has. You're going to see a lot of coins see their following start to change from over, you know, under that project, like I said, won't mention any names, to Saitama here pretty soon, I think, especially whenever they can mitigate all these DDoS attacks and the bot attacks and everything else that's going on right now. That it's making like the actual function of the app like difficult for everybody to use. They're trying to make it to where there's like nothing, like everybody can get on and have a flawless, seamless experience. And I am fine with them delaying. Like, it's February. This has not even been a 1-year investment for me thus far. I wish I'd gotten in on the day one back at, like, you know, May 31st, June 1st, whatever. But I didn't. I got in August. But, like, think about it, folks. If you were to take your money and walk into the bank and you open up like a CD and say, okay, I'm going to put my money in here, and a year from today, I'm going to draw that interest off, and that's how much money I made. Do you think that you would have made as much money in Saitama? Like, say you took $1,000 and you invested it back on June 31st, or May 31st, June 1st, we'll say, of 2021, like the first day of listing for Saitama. Even right now, you're not even a year into your investment. I guarantee your $1,000 worth of Saitama would be worth so much freaking money. Like, holy shit. If you'd invested $1,000 and you were waiting until May 31st, June 1st, you know, of 2022, to where you could touch your money again, because in a CD, it's locked for a year. You can't touch it. But at the end of the year, if you'd have gone into the bank and paid them $1,000, you'd walk in and come back out, and you'd have like maybe like a good interest rate on most CDs is 5%. So you'd walked out with $1,050. You'd have made $50 for putting your money in for a year. That's shit. Absolute garbage. That's not an investment. I mean, is it safe? Sure. Your money's stuck there, and you're going to make $50 off of making it stuck there. But just imagine, I put $50 into Saitama on August like 20th, I think, somewhere around there. And that got me like almost 70 billion Saitama for $50. 70 billion Saitama. You know how much 70 billion Saitama is worth right now? I mean, it's a lot more than $50. Closer to a couple $1,000s. So my $50 went from 50 to over 2,000. When I was in Las Vegas, I mean, I was well over $15,000 just on that little $50 investment, I want to say. Like, I know the all-time highs are coming back. I know that a year from today, 2 years from today, 3 years from today, the investment that I made in Saitama is going to change my life forever. It'll change my children's lives. It'll change their children's lives. Generational wealth. Anybody that really understands what they have in Saitama, I think they would agree. But I really want folks to just stop the infighting. Like, good grief, you know? It's got to stop. Like, just plain and simple, it's got to stop. And to see Enoch slam the devs a little bit here in this video. I'm just like, why, dude? Like, have some class, bro. It's garbage, man. And you need to remember where you are and how you got there. And you wouldn't be there if it weren't for Saitama. So, yeah, like, you need to get back to that whole stand-up wolf pack. Or you need to sit down and shut up, dude. That's how I feel about it. Like, yeah, I'm not a big fan. I really haven't been a big fan of Enoch since Vegas. Nothing against the guy, but I've seen that all of a sudden he got some followers on Twitter, and he shows up in Vegas and he gets, rubbing elbows with the devs and stuff, and just kind of thinking, oh, my shit don't stink anymore. And it's like, dude, I said it in a comment, I think, earlier on Twitter, like, you try and remain humble no matter where you are in life, no matter where life takes you, whether you're a millionaire, a billionaire, or you're a homeless person. Humble, try and be humble and treat others like how you'd want to be treated. If you were having a bad day, how would you want somebody, a perfect stranger, to treat you? Would you want them to treat you like shit when you're already feeling like shit? Or would you want that person to be like empathetic and realize that, you might be going through something, and just treat you like a human being, like a good person, give you the benefit of the doubt, and try and help you have a good day. I don't know why we can't do that. And Twitter has become this place of, like I said it before in the video, toxicity. And we just need to get away from all of that and rise above it. I love Impact XP's, slogan, rise we shall. And I think that's what we need right now, is to rise. We need to rise from the ashes here. We have tanked about as low as you can come for where I think this project's going to be. I never expected Saitama to be at the market cap that we're at right now. Never again. To see us this low is just mind-boggling. But doesn't bother me. I'm not frustrated. I'm not scared. I know what's going to happen in the future. I know that once they can actually get everything running and they don't have to worry about everybody attacking it and everything else, people are going to shut up. They really will. Especially whenever you can get on and use Wolfcaster, when you can get on and swap and stake, and do everything else inside of the Saitamask, use the edutainment side of things. Education is going to be key, and I'm really excited to see Saita being at the forefront of educating our young people. I'm a substitute teacher, have been for several years, and for the state of Missouri. And it's sad. I mean, honestly, it's sad to see. I can honestly tell you, I can get in and teach 7th and 8th graders that don't know multiplication tables, like what 7 times 7 is, 8 times 7, 9 times 9. They can't tell you it off the top of their head. They have to pull out their phone. It's insane. That's how dependent upon technology they are. And they just have never been taught that, apparently. I don't know if the education system has been reformed that much from whenever I was a child coming through. I'm in my 30s, so it's like I'm not that far off from the education that I guess that they got. But apparently, something, it's sad. And so, and even me, coming out of high school, I went into the Navy, and I was a nuclear electronics technician. I went on to the USS Bremerton. It was a fast attack submarine. It was stationed over in the Pacific Fleet, essentially. But, I'm not that good with my money. At least, I've had to educate myself. Let's put it that way. I was not taught anything about how to manage my money or what to look for in investments, so on and so forth, in high school especially, and even in college. I'm working on 2 different master's degrees at the moment, working on my MBA and also working on a master's in theological studies from a different university. And it's just like, it's not a focus that I think everybody's education, especially if you're paying for a higher education, there should be some sort of financial education, and have it not just be one class. It should be like, a large chunk of your education, because whenever you get done with college and you go on and you get a job and you are making money and you are trying to build this life that you went to college for in the first place, essentially to get and have, like, what's the point of it if you can't manage your money and you don't know how to look for investments that are safe and sound investments? What's the point? You're just going to sit here and work yourself to death for the rest of your life. And it seems like a vicious cycle that's never going to end, and not unless we do something about it. And so that's kind of what I do. I mean, honestly, I'm not here to be famous. I'm not here to do anything other than help people, educate people. Like I said, my first video that I ever made was over Saitama, what it was, showed their website, how to buy it on Uniswap, because I was sick of telling people in life, like in my personal life, hey, you got to check this out, and then having to show them how to do it. I'm like, if I can make a YouTube video, it'd be a lot easier, and just be like, here you go check out the link, and it shows them what Saitama is, shows them how to go on their computer and then buy it, and they can pause the video. Oh, I gotta do this. I don't have to sit there and be with them in person. And so that was how my YouTube even started out. And that was just, so we'll say October, November, December, January, not even 5 months, not even 5 months I started this. And Saitama is nowhere near where it's going to be. I think, like I said, 2-3 years from today, Saitama will be one of those top projects that everybody knows and everybody wishes they'd invested in early on. The fact that you can buy billions and trillions of Saitama right now for, relatively cheap price, that's pretty insane. And I think within 6 months, even billions is going to be expensive, probably trillions, especially like 6 months from today. If you can still buy trillions of Saitama, I think there's going to be something wrong with the entire crypto market. That'd be the only possible way that Saitama hasn't gotten to the point to where you don't have to spend some coin to actually get like a trillion Saitama. The entire crypto market would have to be suffering, because that's what we're seeing right now. Even Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these others, they're about half their normal value. And Saita, it's sitting here being attacked and trying to launch its app and being attacked, and it's literally being attacked in every stinking possible way that they can, on social media, by its own influencers apparently. Even it's being attacked by actual physical attacks on the app itself, by bot attacks, so on and so forth, DDoS attacks. So I applaud Nam and Russell and Gabriel and Aaron and Max and everybody that's working hard behind the scenes to make this happen for me. That's all I can do, because that's, the truth behind the matter. They're doing everything that they can, and in spite of all the circumstances, I think they're doing a terrific job. So this right here was kind of one thing I wanted to cover, and then I think I'll wrap this up. I saw this earlier, and right here, this is probably the biggest news. If we've got any sort of news for Saita today, this would be it. In the spirit of transparency, we would like to inform the community that we are temporarily disabling our swap function on Saitama to prevent further front running and transaction sandwiching from bots. And so this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. While the platform is stable across the board with 90% plus functionality, they noticed that there was about 4% of transactions are being affected by those bots. And so while it's acceptable by industry standards, it's not acceptable by Saitama standards. And so I'm perfectly okay with that. It's like, by the FDA standards, there's a certain amount of, human shit and piss allowed in your food, as far as parts per million. Seriously, look it up. But I hope that whenever I go to most restaurants that I get zero. You know what I mean? We have made a collective decision to pause and mitigate these attacks to get affected transactions as close to 0% as possible. Right, that's perfect. Perfectly acceptable in my eyes. We do not have an exact date of when we will be able to enable. Can't even say it. When we will enable the swap feature, but we are bringing on additional engineers to expedite the process and provide community support. So there you go. They have a plan. They're working. Right. In addition, we have received reports from users experiencing the app crashes. And an update was made to resolve those issues. So they're continuing to monitor the app crashes and make sure that those, analytics can help them improve what's going on. And in the last 24 hours, they've only seen about 1,000 crashes across different platforms out of an estimated 3 million hits total. So less than 1%, like a lot less. As a result of this brief shutdown, the Lily Finance launch is going to be delayed until our swap function is reactivated. And so, obviously, smart move. But a new launch date will be communicated when they have more information. Okay. For Saitamask FAQs, please visit the website www.saitamatoken.com. But yeah, so the development, engineering, and core team members appreciate your continued understanding as they are working to set a new industry standard. Sincerely, Aaron, Gabriel, Manpreet, Max, Nam, and Russell. Okay, so we'll kind of get to the end of the video here, but this is it's a process, folks. It's a process. If you come over here and look at Saitama Guru and follow him. He's going to give you the up-to-date information where he can. Right here, Lily Finance supports Saitama in their efforts to ensure Saitamask is safe and secure. Yes, absolutely. I do as well. Saitaman, he's also been putting this out. And anything else, Fact, Facebook lost 200 billions in market cap today. Their investors do not receive reflections. Saitama has a dip today, and the investors benefit from the 2% reflection. Exactly. Right? Perfect. Love it. Awesome. That's what you need to understand as well. And that's what I understand. That's why I'm not worried. As I sit here and hold Saitama, every transaction gives me reflections. Same with Impact XP. Same with Shaman. I just sit here and hold, get more money. In the long run, more money. When I can stake, even better. You know what I mean? Come over here, Gabe Maru. He puts some content in about the game and stuff like that. Make sure to come over here and check out his page. But I support these guys 100%. They're doing great things, and I hope that you guys will show them some love. Just understand, this is something that takes time, and if it were an overnight process, everybody'd be doing it, right? There wouldn't be investments like Saitama because there'd just be so many different ones out there, and it'd be harder for companies to sit here and make money. It'd be a lot more competitive marketplace. Things would be much different. Let me just tell you that. Okay, but I support these guys and I applaud their efforts, all their dedication to the community. Okay, I hope you will as well. But we'll get this video wrapped up, and until next time, guys, if you have not already, like I said, I'm not your financial advisor, but if you do like my videos, please do give me the like down below. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please do subscribe. Come check me out over on Twitter. I will get stuff out that I see relevant to Saitamask, pretty much any of the projects like that, like I said. And if you've got any questions, please do let me know in the comments below. Other than that, you guys stay classy out there. Like I said, let's stop all the infighting, stop all the drama, and let's rise above this and show the world that we are the greatest crypto community out there. We're not just another cryptocurrency, right? This is a movement, and we're creating generational wealth, right? So, all right, guys. Until next time, Vlad coming at ya. Ow!